This week we're going to be reviewing Akira.
Akira. 1988 anime film directed by Katsuhiro Otomo. I can never get his first name right. But it's kind of a landmark film. I'm sure everybody's kind of heard about it if you've never seen it.
Katsuhiro Otomo.
Yeah, it's actually based on a manga, which is it's a large 6-part animated, not animated, hand-drawn graphic novel.
How many of those? You've read quite a few of those. How many of those have you read?
I've read 2.
The first 2?
Yeah, and I have 4, 3, and 6, but 5 is in the mail.
Okay.
It still hadn't arrived. Ordered it about 2 months ago, so I'm about to call half.com. So working that out. But anyway, it's an adaptation of the manga, and which it's directed by the creator of the manga. So it's not one of those issues where did they mess it up or anything. But obviously, it is a very massive work. It's condensed into about a 2-hour film, and it's known for being quite confusing.
Yeah, I give you a little history with the film and myself. I saw the film on VHS probably when I was about the 8th grade, and I'd always seen it. If anybody remembers the back in the early 90s, they would show infomercials for the anime club, I think it was called. You know, you could call the number and you would be getting the anime. And this was always one of them that you would see. And so I was always interested to see it. A friend of mine had it. You know, didn't know what it was about at all. Had no comprehension. Bought it on DVD probably a couple of years back. Don't know if I really understood it as much then. I'd have to say this time I think I grasped it a little bit better the more times you see it, and it's a spectacle to look at, that's for sure. I think that's what always interested everyone. Yeah. This was, I believe, one of the first films to move away from the Disney-style cell animation, and a majority of the shots in this film are hand-drawn, every shot. And you can tell. You don't see these beautiful backgrounds with less detailed characters walking over them. Everything is equally detailed. Everything that you're looking at looks good.
That's what always strikes me about it, is the level of detail, and it does retain pretty much the exact style that the manga is written in, or sorry, drawn in. And like Dan said, my encounter was through a friend who had an older brother who was really interested in kind of Japanese culture, anime, all that type of stuff. So I got kind of introduced to it from there, and he was like, "You've never heard of Akira?" and blah blah blah. I'm like, "No."
It's pretty much, I think most people would say, what brought anime to the attention of Americans.
Yeah, and really it was kind of the animation, because like Dan was mentioning, you're getting full frame, just kind of hand-drawn animation. Everything up to that point had always been kind of static. There was moving shots, but if the characters were talking to one another, they would use the trick of focus on the character being talked to and let the other person talk off screen, so they wouldn't have to animate their mouths.
Or zooms and pans over pre-drawn cells so that it would look like the camera's moving. And this really moves. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this in the past, and when I saw that this film was coming out on Blu-ray, Patrick, I know, was a huge fan of it. I'd have to say, I wanted to see it more for what it would look like. I wanted to see it in high def, because I already had the movie on DVD. But to me, animation films are so different in high definition. You see so much more that you've never seen before. So I definitely had to see it, and so we picked it up. And as far as the video goes, no complaints. I think it's stunning. I think it's amazing. I see so many influences from Blade Runner and stuff like that, you know, in this film, and the way that the Tokyo is drawn, and it just blows me away. I thought it was awesome.
A lot of the explosions, when glass breaks, you're seeing, it's just the colors are so just full. I've seen it when I first saw it at a friend's house. It was on the VHS, and you know, it was a new experience seeing the film for the first time, and I was blown away. Yes. Then I bought a DVD, a new DVD release a couple years ago, Pioneer, and it was, you know, it was better. I hadn't seen it in a while, but then when I heard it was coming out on Blu-ray and giving the results of other animated films already released, I was pretty impressed.
I'm kind of surprised that it's released on Blu-ray. I mean, not that it didn't deserve it, just that I didn't expect it, and I was so excited to see that it was. I think films like this benefit from the medium so much more. I would love to see more and more films like this come out. But I think this movie, you know, maybe some people might not watch it because they don't like anime, but this is to me a totally different experience. This is a full-fledged film story. It doesn't have a lot of the things that go along with the stereotypes of anime. In my opinion, I think it's much more watchable. I think everybody who's interested in animated films and picture quality should definitely take a look at it. But then another reason for all the audio files out there, from what I understand, I think, weren't you saying that the audio on this is the biggest uncompressed audio that's out there right now?
At the time of its release.
When it came out.
Yeah, it was, and I don't have a really nice sound setup, but I know Dan has a surround. The
surround sound was you know, there. It sounded great. It has Japanese dialogue, I believe the original dialogue 5.1, as well as the English dub. Now this is the Pioneer dub, not the original dub that a lot of people saw on the VHS, which you know, everybody's complained about this who's those Akira fans. It's just not on there. We want it. You know, I'd like to listen to it. I remember it mainly because Cam Clark did a voice in it, and his voice always stands out to me. Voice of Leonardo from Ninja Turtles, Liquid from Metal Gear, and so to not hear that, it was a little bit strange. As well, the disc has 0 special features. I mean, I guess you could say it has trailers and some still
5 minutes. It says special features.
It's got an image gallery on there, but who cares about that? I don't care about an image gallery. I can probably find those online. Trailers were kind of interesting, especially because they were the Japanese trailers, and it was Akira is coming, you know, and that kind of stuff was kind of fun. But there was a 2-disc release early on in the life of DVD that has a lot of special features. I believe. Never seen it. Have been tempted many times to get it now just because I want to see some special features on this movie. So it's kind of disappointing that there's none on here.
Yeah, if you're looking forward to some special features, you're going to be disappointed. My roommate has the 2-disc Akira release. I bought the single disc for like $4 at Walmart. I saw it in the bin.
Yeah, that's like, where I got it, Walmart.
Holy crap.
The Pioneer version,
which is really cool, but I haven't watched the special features, all of them, but there's one I watched about the music, which is, you know, this has a very unique kind of Japanese, well, of course, Japanese soundtrack, but it fuses a lot of classical Japanese instruments and singing.
A lot of drum stuff
more
in there.
Modern kind of electronic upbeat feel to it that fits with the environment rather well, and especially the more abstract later sequences of the film that.
Right. I think that's one thing we ought to touch on, is that it is kind of an abstract film. And in the later parts of it, you kind of have to take from it what you want to take from it, and it means what what you want it to mean, which I like a movie like that most of the time. But you know, we know it's not going to be for everybody. But for the people who like to hear good audio, like to see good video, this is a great choice. I think if you're not into anime, definitely give it a rent, take a watch, have some friends over, because it's definitely a trip. It's cool, and I recommend to definitely check it out. For all you Akira fans, definitely buy it. And we'll see you next time.